Welcome, bienvenidos. This is Roxana. You are an avid diva, and today I wanted to give you one business lesson that I learned from Shane Dawson's 5-part miniseries on the secret life of Jeffree Star. Now, it is no secret that I'm a Jeffree Star fan. If you look there, and if you look here, you'll see that I do support the guy by buying his makeup. But that's not the reason why I decided to make this video. The reason why I decided to make this video is because, as most of us have watched, Jeffree came out of basically nothing. The way he explained it was he took his last $3,000, invested it in 3 colors, and that was the beginning of Jeffree Star Cosmetics, which then turned into not only the makeup but the merch, the YouTube channel. He now has properties. He has invested in other businesses, etc., etc. And even though he didn't say it that way, it wouldn't surprise me if he was in the $1 billion mark already. However, there is something that stuck in my head the entire time I was watching, and there's a lot of comments I made on social media about this miniseries or whatever you want to call it. Other than the fact that Shane should do one on himself, I commented often about the great idea that it was to show that no matter where you came from, you can achieve something. Now, the reason why I decided to bring it as a business lesson is because I'm older than Jeffree, obviously. I think I'm twice his age. And the reality is, and I'm swallowing hard because here's the thing. I don't know if I'm going to be able to explain this right, but I hope I am. When we get older, we tend to start thinking about the things that we have accomplished in life, and we put limitations on what other things we can accomplish based on the sole fact that we're old. And I'm saying we because I do it. I think to myself, I wanted to start my own business, and then I start thinking about the 5 million reasons why I shouldn't succeed, starting with the fact that, I don't know, I've been fired from a job, I've been laid off from a job, I didn't get along with people, I got along with people, whatever it is. The bottom line is that we put limitations on ourselves because we're in our 50s, in our 60s, in our 40s, however old we are. And the thing about younger people is that they don't know how far they can go, so it's a little easier for them to take the chance because the sky's the limit. They're young and they don't know what their limitations are. And for some reason, when we get older, we seem to live on the delusion that we do have limitations, and therefore we don't take the chances that younger people would take. I hope you understand what I'm trying to say, because in my head, it makes perfect sense. I don't know if I'm saying it properly, but the reason why I'm making this video is because I want to motivate you, and I want to tell you, and I want to make sure that it's ingrained in your brain that the only limitations that you're putting on yourself are based on your own condition, and you should let go of that. I realize how hard that is because I'm sitting here and I have medical issues, I have monetary issues, and I have a lot of issues right now. And part of me is still thinking, but if I do this, how am I going to eat? How are we going to pay the rent? How are we going to do this and that and the other? And what I want you to remember is this. If you don't do this, if you don't go for it, if you don't try your hand at writing or painting or creating a business or changing careers or whatever it is that you want to do with your life, if you don't try it, on August, whenever the day is, I'm assuming it's August 9th today. It's 10th. On August 10th, 2019, you're still going to have the same bills, the same wonders about paying the rent or eating or whatever that you're having right now. And I don't want you to focus on the day in August. So I want you to understand that in 365 days from today, you're going to have the same concerns if you don't do anything. If you start something, I don't know if you're going to succeed. I don't know if you're going to fail. I honestly don't. I don't know it for myself. I'm not going to know it for you. But what I can tell you right now is if you don't try it, you're going to have the same concerns next year, but you're going to be a year older. So instead of sitting here thinking, how am I going to eat? How am I going to pay the rent? Am I going to succeed or not? You might as well give it a shot. Now, if you're lucky enough to have a job and good health, start with the weekends or whatever time you have off. And yes, you're not going to get any sleep for a few months or a few years. Doesn't matter. If it's successful, who cares? Now, I often am told about a young man, and I'm smiling because he wasn't, that started Grey Goose when he was, I believe, in his 60s. Now, I don't remember, I think it's Grey Goose. And I remember reading a little bit of the bio when this was told to me. I can tell you, because I remember this, that it was not that he started the business. It was that it was an okay business until this exploded. And it exploded when he was old already. And he had to put all that energy into it at that point. So, another example I can give you. KFC, Kentucky Fried Chicken. The man, the famous Colonel, was a guy that had a set of spices. And he was already an old man when he went around different joints trying to sell his spices. And a man whose name escapes me right now, but we all knew as the founder and CEO of Wendy's, and I know his last name is Thomas, but I can't, or his first name, but I can't remember his name. But it's the guy that founded Wendy's. He's the one who created Kentucky Fried Chicken. He partnered with the old guy, and he took him to the next level. But the old guy had to put the effort in. He found success later in life. There are tons and tons of stories of people that are too young or too old to start a business. And the one thing that every single person that has been magnificently successful has in common is that they don't have a limitation of thinking that, it's not going to happen. They all go for it because they know they're going to make it happen. Now, whether it's because they're flying without a net and they realize that, if I fall, I'm dead, or whether it's because they don't think of limitations the same way you and I do. They just don't see the world the same way we do. Now, how can you change your mindset? I'm working on it. So when I figure it out, I'll let you know. But for now, just leave it at that. The lesson that you need to learn from Jeffree is not just the fact that he went from $3,000 invested, which means he went from zero to millions. The lesson is that he did not concern himself with the limitations that the world imposed on him. Probably because he never did. But he didn't let those boxes contain him. Stop living in a box. Stop eating out of a box. Stop thinking in squares. Start thinking in circles. Whatever works for you as far as the allegory is, it doesn't matter. Just do something. And let's see where you are a year from now. Thank you so much for watching and have a wonderful day.